Okay, all of you type present. See, till yesterday we have discussed basic introduction of DBMS, and today we'll discuss few more points in that. The very first point over here is view. Now see how you are creating the table. In the same manner, you can create views also in MySQL, and views are nothing but the virtual table. You can see over here it is given also that it is virtual table. Virtual means a sort of table which physically it will not exist in the MySQL or in the memory. Virtually it will exist, and actually we will be having one main table through which we are going to create the views. Now if we enter any record in the views, will be actually entered in the main table. Similarly, if we delete anything from the views, will be actually deleted from the main table. So this is what the meaning of view. Actually it is only providing you the interface of your view of your data part. Okay, for example, one example is also given over here, that suppose we have created a view, means my main table was different. Main table, suppose if it is item, so this was different. From this I have created a view where only the price is greater than 12. So you can see only the price is greater than 12. So with this I have created the view. Now suppose if I am going to insert any record in this table, it will actually not insert over here, it will insert in the main table. Similarly, if I'll delete anything, suppose if I'm going to delete this, so from the view it is not deleting, actually it is deleting from the main table. So therefore we are saying that it is only the virtual table which exists. Now the next question is, what is the requirement of creating virtual table? See, it's not like that every time we wanted to show all the information to all the employees of the organization. Sometimes we wanted to show the limited information, and sometimes we wanted to give limited facility to the users. Okay, for example, to one user or to one employee, complete table we can show, but to another employee only 2 or 3 columns we wanted to show. 2 or 3 employees are there to which only we can give the flexibility or the rights to insert in that table. Few employees can delete also from the table. So on the basis of that only we are going to decide that what type of view we will create to them, and then we will give them the rights. Okay, so this we are doing on the basis of our completely requirement. See, it is given also, a view can be used just like any other table. It can be queried, updated, inserted, deleted, form, or joined with the other tables and views. Means everything you can do, but physically it will not exist. Okay, now next what we are having is the relational of RDBMS. Now see, whenever we are going to make any RDBMS relational database, so in that, the very first thing is when we are creating the table, then we are defining what are the columns of that table. Then we make some keys in the table. Okay, so first thing we will discuss what are the keys in that table. The very first type of key is your primary key, which is unique and not null in nature. Okay, so you can see over here, it is a set of one or more attributes that uniquely identify the tuple within the relation. Now yesterday only we have discussed tuple means, what is the meaning of tuple? Any one of you? Yesterday only we have discussed. Tuple means?
Record.
Very good. Every record of a table is called as tuple. And what is this relation over here meaning?
Joining the tables?
No, relation. Any one of you? Yesterday only we have discussed. No. See, it is when we talk about relation, it is the name of a table. Okay. Suppose, for example, it is given a shipment relation. So it means shipment is the name of the table in which we are going to have some columns. Now see, you are having primary key, then candidate key, then alternate key. These three we will discuss together. I'm giving you one example, that suppose I am going to make one table in which my column is serial number, then roll number, then your GR number, then your phone number, then your first name, your last name, your address. Okay. Now see, out of all these, let me know one thing. Which one I can make as a primary key? All those columns which can become primary key. Basically, which is unique and not null in nature. Not null means you cannot keep it empty also. So which is unique and not null in nature. Which can become primary key now?
GR number.
Only GR number. What about others?
Phone number also.
Eligibility to become primary key. I am not asking that which I will make as a primary key. Eligibility. Unique and
Serial number, roll number, and GR number.
Serial number.
yes, very good. We can say serial number, GR number, roll number, and suppose if no brothers sisters are there, then even phone number also, है ना? So we can say that these all are the the fields which can be unique and not null in nature. So what we will say that these all are candidate key. Okay, the meaning of candidate key means those keys or those column which can become primary key. This is clear. Again, I am repeating all those columns which can become primary key. So they are actually candidates. Okay, they are candidate to become primary key. So all these will be called as a candidate key. But we can only make one primary key. So now out of these all, any one I can actually make as a primary key. Now when we have to make anything as a primary key, we have to see the future aspects, means in future how the record we are going to identify. For example, I'm just giving you one example. Suppose in the school, if we are going to store your information, now with what your information we are actually accessing we are storing your all information. Is that your serial number, your roll number, your GR number or phone number, means which is actually we are going to use in future. What do you think?
GR number.
Your GR number only. You must have seen that your GR number only we are using for your ID card. Your GR number only with that only we have given you access, because actually it is unique in nature. Okay, unique in nature, plus you are referred in the school with your GR number. No student can have same or similar GR number. After 12th also, when you are taking TC, that time also your GR number will be not allotted to any other student, means it will remain permanent for you. Okay, so therefore on the basis of how we are going to refer that information in future, we are making any one column as a primary key. Remaining all 1, 2 and 3, these all are your alternate options. So these will be called as alternate key also. Now I hope that these three keys are clear to you. Okay, these three will be called as alternate key because these were candidate key, but we have not made them as a primary key. So now if you will see the definition part, definition given over here is a primary key is a set of one or more attributes that can uniquely identify tuple within the relation. Means within the relation means within the table which is uniquely identify the record. That will be called as a primary key. Second is candidate key. All attributes combination inside the relation that can serve as a primary key, means which can become a primary key, will be called as a candidate key. Then alternate key. A candidate key that is not a primary key, means all those alternate options. Okay, that will be called as your alternate key. Then next we are having is the foreign key. This is the next type of key, which is foreign key. See, foreign key, to understand foreign key, you have to understand something like this, that we are having two tables. Okay, for example, you think like I am having two table. First table in which I am having your GR number, then your name, your class, your age, all these informations are stored. Second is your marks related table. In the marks related table, I am storing marks ID. Then I am storing your GR number again. Okay, then I am storing your type of exam, for example, periodic test or annual or half yearly, whatever it is. Then after that, marks in all the 5 subjects. Fine. So now see in this, if you will see in this particular table, I'll say my GR number is primary key because it is unique. But here, if you will see, your marks ID is your primary key. And to join these two tables, I have taken one column common. That column common. Okay, that common column, that is your GR number I have taken, will be called as foreign key in this table. Again, I am repeating my statement. Foreign key are those key which is primary key in the primary table and used to set relation between the two tables. Now, suppose if you wanted to combine these two tables, you can directly combine these two tables with respect to the GR number. Okay. And once the foreign key you have established, now see, I'm covering a few more topics. Once you have established foreign key, okay, now what facility you will be getting? The very first thing is all the values in this secondary table must exist in the primary table first. For example, if we have GR number 1, GR number 2 and GR number 3. So in this table also, in the secondary table also, it is compulsory that you must have GR number either 1, 2 and 3. If you will store GR number 4, will be not allowed. Foreign key will give you, you will get error message in the MySQL. So it is compulsory that out of 1, 2, 3 only you must have GR number over here. Because if the person does not exist in the main table, should not exist in the secondary table. I hope this is clear, foreign key. And this is also what called as the referential integrity that we are going to discuss in future. Now see, you cannot insert any other information except 1, 2, 3 in this table. Similarly, you cannot delete from here second record if it exists over here. It means if you wanted to delete any record from here, it must be deleted from the foreign secondary tables first. Then only you can delete from the primary table. Otherwise, you cannot delete this. Now to understand this, I'm giving you one example. You just take one example. Suppose we have stored your information because some of you are not understanding this. Okay, let me explain you in another manner. Suppose आप लोगों की स्कूल के अंदर इंफॉर्मेशन हम लोगों ने स्टोर करके रख रखी है. फाइन, वी हैव क्रिएटेड वन योर पर्सनल टेबल. एक आपका पर्सनल टेबल बना रखा है, एक एग्जाम रिलेटेड टेबल है, एक कन्वेंस रिलेटेड टेबल है, एक फीस रिलेटेड टेबल है. नाउ सपोज इफ ड्यू टू एनी रीजन आई वांटेड टू डिलीट एनी स्टूडेंट. ओके, अगर किसी बच्चे को डिलीट करना है, उसके रिकॉर्ड को डिलीट करना है, तो हम सेकेंडरी टेबल में से डिलीट करेंगे या प्राइमरी टेबल में से डिलीट करेंगे? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, एनी वन ऑफ यू, और इट मस्ट बी डिलीटेड फ्रॉम बोथ. हर जगह से डिलीट होना चाहिए. यस, व्हाट डू यू थिंक?
मैम दोनों टेबल में से डिलीट होना चाहिए.
सब में से डिलीट होना चाहिए. फाइन, जितनी भी टेबल्स हैं, इफ यू वांटेड टू डिलीट मीन सब में से डिलीट होना चाहिए. लेकिन अगर आपने फॉरेन की बना रखी है तो आप उसको प्राइमरी टेबल में से डिलीट नहीं कर सकते. इट इज कंपल्सरी कि पहले जितनी भी सेकेंडरी टेबल्स थी, पहले आपको वहां से डिलीट करना पड़ेगा. देन ओनली आप प्राइमरी टेबल में से आप उस पर्टिकुलर रिकॉर्ड को आप डिलीट कर सकते हो. अदरवाइज यू कैन नॉट डिलीट. ऐसे ही अगर किसी बच्चे ने एडमिशन लिया है, हम उसकी फीस, कन्वेंस और मार्क्स से रिलेटेड इंफॉर्मेशन तब तक नहीं डाल सकते जब तक कि हमने उस बच्चे की इंफॉर्मेशन प्राइमरी टेबल में नहीं डाल रखी. यानी जो उसका पर्सनल टेबल वाला जो है, उसमें अगर हमने जब तक इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं इंसर्ट करी, वी कैन नॉट इंसर्ट इन एनी अदर टेबल. इज इट इज क्लियर और स्टिल यू हैव डाउट? Achal, clear? See, little bit idea actually you have to get, because we have not done all these things practically. Later on we will be doing practically, but you must have one idea. अगर हमने फॉरेन की सेट कर दिया, इट मीन्स अगर प्राइमरी टेबल में कोई वैल्यू रिकॉर्ड्स इंसर्टेड होंगे तो ही वो सेकेंडरी टेबल्स में इंसर्ट हो सकते हैं. आप प्राइमरी टेबल में से डिलीट नहीं कर सकते until और unless वो सेकेंडरी टेबल में नहीं हो. Is this is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and still we will do this practically also. So foreign key, acha, plus foreign key you can have as many as in the table. It is your choice that how many foreign keys you want. So you can have multiple foreign keys in the table also. Fine. So for foreign key, it is given a non-key attribute whose value is derived from the primary key of some another table. So it is compulsory. It must be primary key in the another table. ठीक है, यहाँ से values derive होकर के यहाँ पे आएंगी. This is what the property of foreign key. This is what you have to understand. Then we have referential integrity. Okay, now basically it ensures that by mistake also we should if we have set the relationship between two tables, then by mistake also we should not accidentally delete or change the related information or the data, as I was explaining you over here. आप गलती से भी यहाँ से 2 डिलीट नहीं कर सकते if 2 exist here. आपने यहाँ से 2 डिलीट करना चाहा, you will get error message. ठीक है, आपने गलती से इस 2 को आपने मान लो 5 बनाना चाहा, again you will get error message क्योंकि इसका रेफरेंस आपने यहाँ पे स्टोर कर रखा है. So this is what called as referential integrity. जहाँ जहाँ हमने रेफरेंस दे रखा होगा वहाँ पे हम एक्सीडेंटली डिलीट या चेंज नहीं कर सकते डेटा को. So this is what the thing given over here is a system of rules that a DBMS uses to ensure that relationship between records in a related tables are valid and that users don't accidentally delete. You can see accidentally also users should not delete or change the related data. Okay. Now, when we can set referential integrity, some points are given. First is the matching field from the primary table is a primary key and has a unique index. This is the first thing. It means if you wanted to set the relation, it means it must be a primary key in the primary table. First thing is this, first requirement. Second, the related fields have the same data type. अच्छा, this is compulsory thing. जैसे कि जब हमने यहाँ पे बोला कि हम इन दोनों कॉलम्स को आपस में ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं, फाइन, या हम इसका रेफरेंस यहाँ दे रहे हैं. यू कैन टेक एनी नेम, जैसे यहाँ पे GRNO है, यहाँ पे ओनली G है, सो यू कैन टेक दिस, नो प्रॉब्लम, बट द डेटा टाइप मस्ट बी सेम. डेटा टाइप मस्ट बी सेम मतलब if you are saying it is of type integer, so it is compulsory this must be also type integer. If you are saying this is of type character with 5 characters, so this must be also of type character with 5 characters only. ठीक है, डेटा टाइप सेम होना जरूरी है, नाम कुछ भी हो सकता है, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. दिस इज कंपल्सरी. देन थर्ड इज both tables belongs to the same database. Both these tables must be in the same database. That is again compulsory. Okay. Then now see, you can't change the requirement, you can't delete and you can't insert. So we have already discussed this, that when we can delete, insert and update when foreign keys are set. Now brief history of MySQL. See, first of all, as we have already discussed that we are going to use MySQL. The most important thing of MySQL is it is freely available. Okay, freely available means you can go to its site and you can easily download it without paying anything. Then next thing is it is open source. Open source means its source code is available, and third is it is RDBMS. Okay, and next thing is in this we are going to use SQL as a structured query language. Then it's so many things are given, like from which website you can download and all, so that you have to see. Then after this, MySQL database system. See, the main thing that you have to understand over here is the client server model. Can anyone explain what is the meaning of client server model? Can anyone explain what is client server model? Maybe in your 10th standard or 8th standard you have done this, or 7th standard maybe. Client and
Yeah, the server provides the service to one of the clients. Here the information is stored in server and it provides the sources to the
services
client.
to its client, है ना? Yes, exactly. See, when we talk about client server model, means server is nothing but one big computer with which so many clients are connected. Okay, these all are clients which are connected, and what these clients do, these clients are keep on sending requests to the server. Okay, means every time client will send the request, sorry, and server will send the response to the client. So this is how this communication takes place. So for that also we need softwares. So for server we are using MySQL server as a software which will listen to its client and then it will send the information from its database. Okay, now some of the key features, or you can say advantages of MySQL. We must know, because we are going to use the software, we must know what are the advantages. The very first advantage of this is speed of MySQL is very fast. See, it is given, it runs very fast. It means, see, ultimately you are going to create a database, you are going to create the table, then you are going to retrieve the information. So the retrieval will be very fast. When we will execute, that time you will understand also. Then next is ease of use. See, it is very easy to use. When you will start working in MySQL, you will understand that you have to simply write one line queries and you will get your answers. Okay, so it is very easy to use. Cost wise, it is freely available. We are not going to pay anything for that. Then query language support. See, in this we are having SQL as a query language, which is used to perform various tasks. Portability, it is portable. What is the meaning of portable? If I am saying MySQL is portable, Sanshika.
Ma'am, it can work on different platforms.
Very good. It can work on different platforms, means different operating system, basically. Fine. If you wanted to use, you can use your MySQL in your Windows operating system, in Linux operating system, in Mac OS, anyone you can use. It is portable in nature. Okay, then data types. We have two types of data type. First is fixed length and as well as variable length. Of this we will discuss later on. Yes, any doubt? Okay, so we have both the data types available, fixed length as well as variable length. What is the meaning of that? This we will discuss later on. But what you have to understand, that it is going to provide you both. Then next is security. See, security point of view, it is very secure. Okay, it offers privilege and password system that is flexible and secure. So security wise we can say, and plus it is encrypted also. See, so whenever we say any data is encrypted, it means it is giving you the security also. Then scalability and limit. See, this is what I just wanted to show. MySQL can handle large databases, and you can see some real life MySQL database contain 50 million records. Some have up to 60,000 tables, and about now you can count how many rows are there. So see, actually this is for you to understand that what is the capacity of MySQL, how much big data it can store. See, when we talk about simple organization, chalo, if we are taking example of school, okay, generally we are having 2,000 students, 3,000 students, 5,000, maximum 6,000 students, not more than that. 6,000 student means not more than 6,000 rows. But now you can see that how many rows we can have in a MySQL, how many tables we can have. This is the example of real life MySQL databases. Okay, that much we are not going to use, but we have to understand the capacity of this. Then next is connectivity. Client can connect with MySQL server using several protocols. Means it is giving you the connectivity option also. Then localization, see, it is available in many languages. And last one is client and tools. So see, different types of tools are available in your MySQL. Okay, it is providing you so many tools for clients and some of the utility program. We are not going to use it, but simply you have to understand that it means in this RDBMS, so many additional tools are also available. Okay, now how we are going to start MySQL, that we will see later on. I hope up to here it is clear. Then Tomorrow we will discuss with MySQL and SQL. Okay, so till this page number, you have to just read all the topics. This is practical topic that we will continue later on. That how we are going to start. Because I don't think that you have installed MySQL. Okay, so once you will install, then we both will do practically.
Ma'am, I have installed.
How many of you have installed?
And which one we have to install?
Only one? Two? Okay, then we will do later on. Okay? Because see, from this chapter, after this chapter, we have to do practicals only. So you are going to install MySQL. Those who are using mobile phones, they have to see a proper application. Then you are going to install. See, let me show you so that those who are going to install it in their mobile phone, they must know. Simply click on your search button and type MySQL. Okay, those who have installed. This is the screen for MySQL. Password, all those students who are going to install in their system, password has to be OLOPCS. Then press enter. See, this is MySQL prompt. Okay, after this I can write any query. For example, I am writing one query, select 6 multiplied by 7 and semicolon. So see, it is giving me the answer. So only this much. Those who have not installed, they can install it, and then you type this much and check whether you are getting the answer or not. Otherwise, first, before beginning of the next chapter, better is first you concentrate on installing this MySQL. Is that is clear to all of you?
And we have downloaded from the official website.
Ranji?
And we have downloaded from the official website.
I'll give you. Those who are going to install it in the laptop, I will provide you the link. Okay, what I'm having now, so that we will be having same softwares.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, then good day all of you. And remember, password has to be OLOPCS in the small letter, fine? Because later on when we will be making project, if I'm going to debug the things, that time we need to have the same project. Okay, then good day all of you.